Hey there, my name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. I don't know why that just tickles me. So right now I'm going to be doing a ClairTarot reading, a Precog forecast for Aquarius's for your 2020 year. Let me just finish shuffling the cards. So I'm going to ask the Aquarius energy what this year, general feeling. This year's going to be one big ass adventure, Aquarius. One big adventure. Okay. Yeah, wow. It's seeming, this is actually I'm getting a really good feeling for this. Like wish fulfillment type of, okay. I keep dropping the cards here. It's a feeling of like wish fulfillment, like the things that you want. I don't know if it's necessarily relationship, but it feels more like life circumstance. So let me just finish pulling more cards. More cards. Do-do-do. Shoo-do-do, da-da-da-do. Shoo-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. I ain't gonna cry, no. I won't beg you to stay. You're determined to leave, boy. I will not stand in your way. Inevitably, you'll be back again. I know my heart, babe. Our love will never end. Yes, the 90s was a good decade. It was a good decade. Yep. All right. Almost done. Ooh. Shit. You know, knowing the Aquarius folks that I know, don't piss them off. Because they have that amazing, like kind of dry sense of humor sometimes, ridiculous intelligence. But if you piss them off, they'll cut you with the woods, cut you down. I'm just like, whoa, you're like a verbal butcher. Not even joking. I saw that card. I was like, oh shit, let the verbal butcher out. I'm told that I need to get some clarifier cards. I don't know what the clarifier cards are for. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 4. Okay. There we go. So your first card number 1. There you go. Card number 1. Make a wish. So what I'm seeing is that as your crown space really begins to activate, which I think Aquarius is kind of going through this phase right now of activation, because it's not just your crown, it also goes back to the base of your skull where that Christ consciousness is located. So it's a whole bunch of really high level activation. As you breathe, as you exhale, because exhale is communication. That's how you verbalize, by controlling the exhale to form words. As you do that, you are releasing into creation all of these wishes that you have been seeding. So that you have been creating. So you're seeding wishes, dreams, and a lot of these are going to take root. Because I mean, have you ever seen this dandelion fucking not end up creating a whole field of weeds? Right? They take root very easily. And I think that's what's going to happen for you for part of this year, Aquarius. Card number 21, beyond the mind, the heart beats. You're going to have to close your eyes to the things that are distracting you. All right? No more paying attention, because Aquarius, if we're going to be very honest, many of you have this really advanced ability of hyperfixation when you start with that internalizing, You can tear apart one 5-second circumstance in like 15 million different ways for weeks on end. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but if you're gonna take a 5-second insignificant 5-second circumstance, you've just wasted those weeks. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to close your eyes to the things that are distraction. Use that superpower of hyperfixation on the things that you need to focus on, because it can absolutely serve you, and you should use it to serve you. Use it to really seed your dreams. You have the ability to really bring these things into fruition if you feed it the energy, the attention that it needs. You're also going through massive, massive ascension. You're on a very magical spiritual carpet ride. You're going to be brought to so many different aspects of yourself, your spirituality, your journey. And you're going to need to make sure you're very present as you're brought to those things. Sometimes it'll be in dreams. Sometimes it'll be in real life. Sometimes it'll just be in your thoughts, waking thoughts. So you just have to be ready to allow yourself to process these things. Okay. A lot of your wisdom in the deconstruction of your life and how you think your life is supposed to be going, it's unraveling. It's snapping the pearl necklace, and it's allowing the pearls to run loose. Well, those are pearls of wisdom. Okay. You don't need your wisdom to be tightly bound and organized. Sometimes, Aquarius, you need to embrace your chaos. Sometimes it's in embracing the chaos that you can allow the chaos, the cosmos, to then find naturally its divine order. If you try and control it, it's probably not going to work, because that's just not how creation is. All right. So, High Priestess, mysteries revealed in the eyes of Isis. Ooh, you are Isis. It's time for you to look yourself in the eyes. Okay. Look yourself in the eyes and see, truly begin to see what is behind the eyes. Who are you really? You're more than just this identity, this face. There's something that exists behind the eyes, inside, that is wanting to be acknowledged at this point. And whoever, whatever that is, it's a high priestess level, meaning very elevated ability, extremely intuitive. Aquarius, you're entering a phase where you are ascending. You are expanding your consciousness. That's what this DNA is. It's an activation. And just so you guys know, Archangel Michael strong-armed my ass during the Leo reading. For those of you, I think this, I didn't say it to the end. Sorry, other zodiac signs. It happened for Leo. I made the discount available, and then I didn't tell anyone else. But I will tell you guys. So the Blu-ray activation, the Orifim Emerald Sun Matrix activation, and the Fire of Lyra activations, because that's what I was told Leo, some Leos will benefit from. Those are all 40% off until Monday. You don't need a code. If you do purchase it during the checkout process, you'll see that the discount is applied. So 40% off. You guys are going through a massive activation process this year, well beyond what you ever thought was possible for you, well beyond what you ever thought you could achieve in regards to the depth and height of understanding, of ripening your consciousness. Okay. So card number 31, 7th house, partners. For some reason, this to me did not feel romantic. Right when I saw it, right when my attention was brought to it, immediately I thought business. I thought a business opportunity, a way for you to begin really allowing your soul purpose to bring you financial abundance. What is going on here? It feels like I have a tingle and it hurts. I need my head covered. Just head, please calm down. You're aggravating me. So, okay. Okay. Seventh house, partners. So again, this to me immediately felt like a business opportunity. Partners, or maybe someone is just helping you to further develop your thoughts on projects. I'm not sure, but this feels like it has a business potential. Does it mean that it's all platonic and all business? Not necessarily. It could be someone that you are romantically involved in or interested in, that is being brought to you to help develop this, that their presence is inspiring you in some way. But it's a very interesting take on this card. Card number 22. Oh shit, reiterations. Okay. Card number 31. 3 plus 1 is 4. Card number 22. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 is the number of self. Okay. So card number 22, leap of faith. You're walking a fine line, and you have to take that leap of faith. You absolutely have to take that leap of faith with no fear. You have a net to catch you. And for some, if you are too afraid to create this net, this support by allowing others to assist, then creation will find something else to create a net. Now, for spiders, when they create their own web, they know exactly which strings to use to walk on so they don't get ensnared, they don't get entangled. If you want to avoid quantum entanglement, you have to be willing to create your own net, create your own network of those who will assist you as you bring to fruition the very things that you're here to do. You're a very, very magical creature, okay? You're more than just analytic. There's this very common concept that Aquarius, as long as they're in agreement with whatever the status quo is, they will support the status quo. But once they're not in agreement with it, then they'll fight it. I think at this point, it's seeming like Aquarius might be being positioned to determine what that status quo is within your social circles. I think you're going to be setting the benchmarks for this year. That's a very heavy responsibility. I think you're going to be doing this without realizing you're doing this. And I think what's going to be happening, especially with all the cards that I'm seeing, I think what's going to be happening is you're going to do this in such a way that's going to free yourself from this matrix. This feels like this is business oriented. This feels like your whole life is about to shift. You're about to unplug from the matrix. For those of you that this resonates with, obviously it's not going to resonate with everyone. That's okay. But for those of you that this resonates with, it feels like you're going to unplug from the matrix and become self-sufficient. You're going to be able to have all of your financial needs taken care of. I mean, am I saying you're going to be ridiculously wealthy and drive like a Lamborghini and own a mansion suddenly? I mean, the potentiality is there, but is that going to be a reality for everyone? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, we do have to be realistic. If you're able to put your passion and invest in yourself, not just monetarily, but energetically, and have that leap of faith, that elevates your potentiality. That really elevates your ability to create that reality for yourself. Is that the goal? I don't know. For me personally, that wouldn't be a goal. They're just material things. They're just a show of what you've accomplished. But is it necessary? Probably not. Once you get to that point where you can realign all of these components and really elevate the manifestation to that level, I think all of that won't really matter to you. Okay. So it's this really intense feeling for Aquarius that you guys are going to be unplugging from the matrix. It's going to be something very scary, something very unknown, uncharted territory. And you're very used to having contingency plans, things planned out, making sure you know all the factors. That has nothing to do with the leap of faith. Okay. Notice how her eyes are closed. Leap of faith. Close your eyes. Make a wish. Bring it to fruition. Close your eyes. Stop trying to control how creation delivers your abundance back to you. I think that might be a very key lesson that you're going to learn this year. So card number 16, what you want wants you. You want success? You want financial stability, it wants to be given to you. Now, if you're going to stand in your whole way, if you're going to be the one to block the alignment, if you're refusing to take that leap of faith and instead are absolutely like, no, I need to make sure I do it this and this way. Okay, well, okay. I don't know. But from what I've learned personally with the way the soul works, um, that has a tendency to really blow up in your face. I'm talking about blow up so bad that your whole face is missing type of blow up. So it just, that's been true for me every single time, but I'm not you. So I could be totally wrong. It could totally work out for you, but everyone else that I know that's tried to do that, they've been missing their face too. But who knows? You might be the exception, or I might be totally being sarcastic. Who knows? Who knows? So what you want wants you. You want to ascend. Your soul wants you to ascend. It's giving you the steps. But unless you're willing to open your eyes and see that this ladder is not a rigid ladder, like how human beings create, that the steps don't go straight up, that maybe this ladder is one that spirals in on itself, causes a lot of introspection, then you'll probably never climb it. You'll probably never climb it, and you'll probably never elevate to that level that your personal power ladder is going to take you. That's why you have to take that leap of faith. That's why you have to really accept that you don't know how this is supposed to pan out. You don't know the path and the details that will get you to where your soul wants you to be. So unless you have some sort of spiritual GPS, you should probably let your soul navigate. That would be best. That would be most efficient. But you have the freedom to decide not to do that. Okay. So mother of life, nourishment of the golden grain mother. This is about harvests. Okay. This is about harvesting. You are riding on the back of divinity at this point. It's feeling like quite a few of the Aquarius are in fact really being used to shift the perception of your social circle. I wouldn't be surprised, Aquarius, if you are the closet spirit geek in your circle. Okay. Very commonly, you will probably be the one that's really into spiritual development, but most of the people in your circle are not quite into spirituality quite yet, not to the depth that you've gone to. And so you keep it very quiet because you don't want to make any waves. I think you're going to be a tsunami. Good luck trying to hide that. Good luck trying to hide that. I think all of this is just going to kind of flow. Once you take that leap of faith, I mean, that free fall back into your greatness is just. I had been asked recently, why did I go skydiving? What if the chute doesn't open? That I was talking to my brother, and he was like, I would rather, or maybe it was my husband that said this, I would rather go whitewater rafting. So, if I die. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? So there's a potentiality of dying for both. Something goes wrong, you're probably going to die, right? With the skydiving, the chute doesn't open, it's guaranteed. Flat pancake, you're done. A couple seconds, you're done. With whitewater rafting, because you're trying to control that, you're going to drown, you're going to get slammed on rocks, you're going to be all broken up while you're being drowned, and then you'll get some little bit of air to prolong the drowning process. I'm good off that. I want just free fall into this, knowing that if I'm not supposed to make it to another day, I'm not going to make it to another day. It's fine. It's done. But if you allow yourself to free fall and you have all of these, like, I need to control this, I have more control. So instead of free falling, I'm just going to allow myself to go down the river of life, whitewater rafting. That need to control is going to be slamming you against rocks real bad. Okay. It's going to beat you up real bad. But if you allow yourself to take that leap of faith, whatever's meant to happen will happen. Just like that. Just like that. It'll happen. I go skydiving, I jump out the plane, and it didn't last that long. It was only a couple minutes, and then I was on the ground again. I was like, well, that was it. That was it? Oh my God, that was so easy. That was like nothing. Okay. So that's like your process right now. You take that jump, that leap of faith. I wouldn't be surprised if by, the middle part of this year, maybe even closer to August, you find yourself in a completely different place, mentally, emotionally, geographically. It feels like there's going to be a lot of movement for Aquarius. Um, Moving, shifting jobs, maybe careers, like the whole career might be shifting. Where you live might be shifting. Who you live with might be like a lot of shifting. A lot. Little tiny breezes can shift a web. It can totally make it shift very easily. And I think that's what's going on. Little tiny breezes can bring the seeds of your dreams to very far off lands. So this is about you being open to tremendous levels of growth and change, something that's going to make you very uncomfortable. But I promise you, if you allow your soul to guide you to where you need to be at the time you need to be there with minimal interference from you, it's going to work out beautifully for you. It's going to work out really beautifully for you. I don't feel so much of the soul grabbing you by your wig and dragging you through bushes type of circumstance. It feels like, for the most part, Aquarius has been dragged enough, and you're kind of willing to stomp your feet as you walk. So it's kind of like, whether you want to or not, you kind of know, like, I gotta go. And you're going to just go and do it. Begrudgingly, but still do it. So there's no need to drag you. It definitely feels like this is the year you're going to be challenged beyond what you thought you were capable of handling. And you're going to be very pleasantly surprised at how you handle yourself, how you carry yourself, how you allow yourself to elevate. You're going to be pleasantly surprised, because card number 48, Yod, destiny. This is your destiny unfolding. You've been being prepared for some time. This is your destiny unfolding. This is the year you have the gravity. This is the year you have the clarity. This is the year that you have the drive. So you're going to do it this year. I don't know what you're going to do, but you're going to do it this year. And you can probably feel in your bones at this moment, like, shit. Ooh, 48 watchers. Dang, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You're going to probably feel it in your bones, down to your bones, like, ooh, there's some truth a-tingling. Truth is a-tingling. So here's the thing. Ooh. This is intense. Okay. So this kind of reads as a sentence to me. In order to be your best self, you have to understand that the key to life is to release allegiances. Your only allegiance should be to yourself at this point. So let me repeat this. In order for you to be your best self always, you have to understand that the key of life is to release allegiances. There is something that you have committed yourself to, either consciously or unconsciously, that has really caged you. It has really limited your ability to receive guidance, your ability to travel your path. It's almost like a very heavy burden has been placed on you that's not even yours. So I don't know. The perceptions of others. It's tied to how other people will see you. This is very crippling for you. For many Aquarius, it's very crippling, to the point where you don't really want to move forward. That it's almost like, I would rather be dragged, so that way, when people go to judge me, about my own process, I can be like, but I didn't even really have a choice. Soul dragged me, soul forced me. And ooh, damn, soul is calling your ass out. That is soul calling you out, be naked in your truth. Release the allegiances. Um, for some, that allegiance has to do with um, people who are still stuck in a small-minded phase. It doesn't mean they lack intelligence. It doesn't mean they lack the ability to evolve spiritually. They're just currently in a more limited type of consciousness. They're still existing within boxes that were created for this paradigm of control. You're not in a box anymore. You're not in a box that you find yourself scrunched down, hugging yourself as though you're still existing in a box. And I think this process is going to be a painful one or uncomfortable one, because if you've ever sat in a really confined position for a long time and your body has begun to cramp, when you get up and stretch out, it's almost as painful as remaining in that position. So this is about stretching you out. This is about you really beginning to devote more of your time and attention to really allowing yourself to stretch, okay? Becoming aware the places in which the muscles have cramped. And this is really an analogy in you becoming aware, spiritually speaking, mentally, emotionally speaking, the areas in which you were handicapped, okay, where you were forced to scrunch down into a very, very small, weakened version of yourself. This is about you reclaiming your power, okay? So I think I want a headpiece like this. just to wear around the house, like when I do dishes and stuff, which is a lie because I don't wash dishes. But I'm almost wondering because there are some species of seahorse that mate for life, and you're riding a seahorse. I'm wondering if this partnership, for some, it might lead to a romance. For some, not for all. For some, it might lead to a romance. A very heart-based, heart-centered romance, because a seahorse is green, and you see all of that rainbow coloring in her hair, in your hair. That's about allowing all the rays of creation to infuse in your personal power. So this is you really accepting all your shards back to you and using it to empower you, to further amplify the activation of the crown, third eye, Christ consciousness. And I'm also being told that this card indicates you have no need to fear drowning. Okay, not literal drowning, but drowning in the waters of your process. All right. So let's see. Card number 5, Mars, Force. Y'all are about to kick some ass. Just saying. I'm just saying. Okay. So Mars, Force. War does not determine who is right, only who is left. This card suggests there's something you may have to fight for. Mars is the ruler of sexuality and aggression. This card means to push back in terms of defense. You may either face aggressive situations with a need to confront or defend, or an intense, rousing sexual encounter. Mars indicates overwhelming attractions. Freudian slip. This is a time when you feel not only forced but driven. It's a good time to consider goals and desires and not allow them to fall into the shadows. Right now, action is needed. You're being challenged to protect your interests or to move ahead quickly. The Mars card indicates a type of passion and drive that is linked to the spirit and life force. Mm-mm. Let's see. A fire has been lit under the passions, and it's time to achieve what you want in life. It can also indicate a formidable competitor has just arrived on the scene. Um, so this card is tied to the Emperor in the tarot deck. This is, oh, okay. The struggles and challenges include being bullied, um, people baiting you, having battles, um, confronting bullies. I think, to be honest, the feeling that I get when it comes to battles and bullies and being baited, I think you're doing this to yourself. I think that's the primary root. If you're experiencing that, I think that's a primary root. Experiencing a feeling of resonance. Resonance. I think you're doing this to yourself. And for some who are actually experiencing others doing this to them, there could be a very high likelihood that others are nothing more than projections of your internal circumstance. So again, you doing to yourself. And it's not about blaming, like you needing to blame yourself. It's about recognizing the root of where this is coming from so you can address the issue at the root. If a tree is having an issue, you want it removed, do you address the branches? No. You take it out by the root. Some people would just cut it at the trunk. It's going to keep growing. Yeah, it might take a little bit, but it's going to regrow. But if you address it from the roots, it's not going to grow at all anymore. It's going to be completely addressed. So that's what you want to do this year. Find the root of all the causations for all the effects that you're needing to address. This is the law of cause and effect. If you don't address the causation, you'll never really be able to fully address the effect. You'll just be putting band-aids. You'll just be doing symptom suppression, which doesn't cure the issue. Okay. So Aquarius, I think this is the year where you choose to finally fully heal yourself. No longer suppress symptoms, but actually fully heal. As a part of that healing, I think what's going to end up happening is I pulled out other cards. Thank you, Mikey. He's like, you're not done. Excuse me. Forgot I had other cards. 10 of coins. Riches, safety, family matters, ancestry, inheritance, home. I mean, you got this shit on lock, okay? It's on lock. This is the year many of the projects that you've been shelving and too afraid to commit to really put into play because of failure. You think it's going to fail. You're afraid it's going to fail. So you've just been putting it on the shelf. This is the year that it has a potentiality to actually be something really, really sustainable, really lucrative, something that will address your financial needs, give you financial stability. But again, you got to take that leap of faith. Let's see. We got Page of Swords, vigilance, agility, a discreet person, a lithe figure, a person adept at perceiving, discerning, and uncovering the unknown. This is like the epitome of Aquarius. Y'all are so good at observing. I'm telling you, you're so good at observing. So observe. You'll be given confirmation of the things that you need confirmation for to give you the confidence to take another step forward and another step forward and another step forward until finally you find yourself right in front of the very things that you've been wishing for. Okay. So this is the year of some very intense wish fulfillment for Aquarius. Ooh. Dobie is a free elf. I took a picture of my chihuahua, Joy Joy. I took a picture of her. She was on the bed looking all abused and stuff, like because she was waiting for me to get in bed. She refuses to sleep with anyone else but me, and she was tired of waiting for me, and so she looked all sad in bed. I took a picture of her and I said, Dobie is a free elf. She looked like Dobby from Harry Potter. And I was telling my husband, giggling, and he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So you never watched Harry Potter? I'm just saying. Death card. Death card. Transformation, clearing away the old to make way for the new. Unexpected change, alteration, the ending of familiar situation or friendship. Beginning of a new era. This is also about loss. Okay. The loss, I feel very strongly, is the losing of the weight, the excess weight, baggage, um, unnecessary toxic allegiances, um, beliefs, constructs, all of that. Those are what you're losing. This feels like such a huge year for Aquarius. Huge year. I hope you guys really take advantage of this. And for those that are considering changing their career into, their own business, I will be having a workshop very soon. It'll be officially announced very soon. How to launch a soul-based business like I did, and tips on how to make it viable and something that can really, really support your efforts to be financially stable. So you have King of Staves. What the wrong thing. Sorry, guys. I apparently can't read tonight or any night. All right. King of Staves in reverse. Dogmatic, austerity, severity. You have to be careful of becoming rigid in your expectations, in your beliefs, in the way you expect this process to go. Okay. You have to be very careful of that. You have to allow yourself to flow. Remember, don't be scared of being immersed in the flow of your energy. You will not drown in it. You will not drown in it, and you will have someone, some sort of companion. This is a heart-based connection. It doesn't necessarily mean that it is, a romantic or sexual companion, but you will have a companion as you navigate through these energetic waters that you're being placed in. This is a year for you to really begin understanding your ability to grow in ways you never thought you could, to be able to provide and receive in ways you never thought you could. This is the year, it feels like your soul will use this year to prove to you how little faith you've had in it for so long. I think your soul is tired of you not listening. Sorry, just keeping it real. So you guys, I hope this helps. Just a quick recap. It's feeling like there's a lot of questioning that's going to be occurring for you in your path, maybe the first 2-3 months of 2020. So by the beginning of like March, you should really be solidifying a feeling of where what direction you should be taking, whether that be change in relationship, change in living, change in career, whatever aspect of your life, it should really become apparent by then what you need to shift. And then you're going to have to make the decision to take that leap of faith. Okay. So by like June time, the feeling that I'm getting is you're kind of just going to be sitting pretty. You kind of just going to be at a point where you really have just lost the fight, that desire to fight your natural process, and your soul is being allowed to just free reign, delivering you things straight to your spiritual doorstep. And this feeling of you gaining confidence in your soul's ability to provide for you. Now, am I saying you're going to be having a ridiculously lavish life by June? I'm saying that is a potentiality, but I'm not promising nothing. Okay. That's something that you can make happen for yourself. Is it something that's just going to be given to you? That's not really a necessity when it comes to spiritual growth. So for some, it might happen, for some, it won't. But no matter what, there's going to be a lot of growth that's occurring. Okay. A lot of shifting in your relationships too. I was encouraged to look at this. If you're in a relationship that's kind of like questionable, you don't really know if you should be in it, I think by end of May, June time, you'll have clarity and you're probably going to walk away from it. What else do you want them to know? Summertime, I'm told, will present you with a tremendous amount of potentialities. So these are some very good, very, very good options. I see potential for like really, really happy times. For some of you, it might include travel. For others of you, it might just, it's just really this sense of fulfillment during summertime. It's a really good feeling, like we're just lounging and just satisfied with life. So, I mean, really, it depends on what makes you feel satisfied. But this is not a superficial type of satisfaction. This is not like retail therapy, or not to bash people who utilize retail therapy, but that's a temporary thing. This one feels very deeply rooted, like accomplished. Like you feel as though you've accomplished something major in your life, and it can be with relationships. It can be with purchasing a new property. Um, it feels like for some it's just a move, that you're moving to a different location, not necessarily purchasing, but moving to a different location where the energies of that geographic region are more in alignment with you and what you're trying to manifest for yourself. For others, it could be I mean, it could be so many different things. The fulfillment doesn't necessarily always have to be financial or romantic. There's so many different aspects of the life of Aquarius that I'm being shown. It honestly, it feels like all around, all the way around. Um, you're going to feel some sense of fulfillment and accomplishment. So many different levels, so many different facets of your life. But none of this happens unless you allow it to. It doesn't matter what I see. It doesn't matter how many times the cards reassure. If you're not going to get out of your own way, if you're not going to start doing things different and listening to the guidance of your own higher self, none of this happens for you. None of it. Because you have the ability to block all of that. And then, then you're stuck. You're stuck completing the same cycles, not being satisfied, continuing the struggles. And some people need a little more time, and that's okay. That doesn't mean this is never going to happen for you. It just means you have to be aware of where you're at mentally and emotionally. And if you recognize that you're not allowing this process, take the steps to get out of your own way. Okay. And if you're not ready to get out of your own way, that's fine. But just know you're going to be missing out on a ridiculously amazing year. This feels like a ridiculously amazing year. Honestly, aside from Pisces, this is a better feeling than all the other signs that I've read for so far. Aquarius and Pisces seems like they gonna be getting their hustle on this year. And again, it's not just a hustle that's monetary. It's not just financial. It's not just money, money, money. It's like every aspect of your life is kind of clicking together, and you're really stopping this process or this cycle of apologizing for existing, for having needs, for fulfilling those needs, for having a voice, for recognizing your power. It's like you're not wanting to participate in that anymore. And that's beautiful. That's really going to empower you, especially if you consciously embrace it. So I hope you guys do. I really, really hope you guys do, because there's so much potentiality for this year. So much for everyone. Doesn't matter what sign you are. And if you found yourself on this video watching and really resonating, and you don't have Aquarius in your chart, doesn't matter. Your soul brought you here for a reason. This message is probably for you as well. All right. So you guys, thumbs up for this video. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. Join me every single time I'm live. Again, there's a lot of activations going on for you guys this year. If you want to take advantage of the offer for Leos, the 40% off of those 3 activations, go for it. That sale ends on Monday. If you are interested in joining me for my soul-based business workshop, that information should be being released in the next few weeks before the end of January, hopefully. And yeah, that will definitely, if you're wanting to change careers and start your own business, that's going to really help you, because that's what I did for myself. And there's no reason why you have to work for someone else and bring abundance to someone else when you can call in your abundance for yourself. Okay. Where you can allow your soul to provide for you, so you can focus on continuing to grow yourself, continuing to refine and really, really elevate your own abilities, so you can better serve other people. You know, there's nothing wrong with allowing your gifts to provide for you. Nothing wrong with it at all. You're not taking from someone else. Okay. So, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and go. I'm still going to be coming live in a few minutes to finish the other signs. I hope you guys can join me. Bye.